quick summary. We had a hour and a half long call, JWB quarterly market update. Greg gave his outlook on everything. Essentially, the takeaways that I got from this report was we recapped the idea that the prediction last quarter that you kept hearing from everybody was this idea of there's a housing market crisis that looks imminent. We recapped the idea that last quarter we said that wasn't going to happen, right? Because of your predictions and based on the data and the perspective that you have. We showed that there has not been that. There has been just a regular seasonality, regular correction that happens at the beginning of the year in the housing market. And then we went into the current dynamics of the housing market, which showed there still to be a shortage of supply based on the demand that is out there for Jacksonville housing stock, buoyed by the supply is still, a lagging thing that has continued to happen. Still haven't been able to cut up to it. This big immigration and all this stuff, the demand is still high. And the idea that it got exaggerated even more by the high interest rates. People in their homes are not wanting to sell their homes right now because they're locked into this like really nice mortgage payment that they're paying and they don't feel like changing that, right? So that keeps houses off the market. Supply stays low. Demand is still consistently high because people are moving here and there's a low supply there. And then we talked about the Jacksonville downtown statistics, which show this idea that we've talked about. When you cross 10,000 residents in a downtown area, the urban core takes on a whole flywheel life of their own. And once that happens, property values all around it go up at a faster rate than it was before. It bends the curve over. And what we have seen is a downtown that has been consistently growing faster and faster. We now see this 10,000 resident number to be crossed within a year. And what we're seeing is that the level of investment into downtown and projects underway have gone way, way up in a short amount of time. So that is essentially the takeaways. Did I miss anything there?
You did a great job. I'll throw in a few things. What has been making most of the noise in the headlines over the last year has been interest rates and lack of home sales. And people have been misinterpreting that to think that home prices have been going down, and then really misinterpreting that to think that home prices are going to crash. But in any market, there's supply and there's demand. And when we're talking about interest rates and we're talking about home sales, those are demand side factors. Up until just recently, nobody other than us here in the community was talking about the supply side. So while the rest of the country might be surprised that home prices are still high and home prices have actually gone up in markets like Jacksonville, we're not surprised. It's because the supply is so low that even though interest rates have been higher than we all want, and that has tamped down demand a little bit, you can't solve the supply problem overnight. And so that's why your assets have continued to maintain their high floor of pricing. And that's why they're still going to maintain their high floor of pricing. And there's going to be upward pressure over the next, call it 3 years or however long we want to look out. It's because this supply problem, we call it a problem. It is a good thing to be owning assets when there's a supply problem. And so that supply shortage is not going to be fixed overnight. And that's why, acquiring these assets right now puts you in the driver's seat to see increased home prices and increased rents in the foreseeable future.
Great addition to that, man. I like that a lot. All right.